Well, hello, everybody.
Hi there.
That was so weird.
That was wrong. Well, hello, everybody.
Heyo.
Hi.
This is this is episode 129 of Sports and Spaghetti. We're very excited to bring this episode to you from the cozy confines of where we record. And I'm very excited for this episode because I think 4 weeks ago is when I had the idea, when I received the idea for this dish, and I've been really talking it up at work and here. And so we're going to have some fun with this today. But before that, well, let's get the formalities out of the way. Anthony, this is Anthony, everybody. Welcome to the show, Anthony. Nick, you're getting a call from a 1-800 number.
You should recognize that number.
What is it?
It's the sub number.
Why are they calling you?
They always call.
This is a reminder.
No. It's the, press 1. If you want to hear this message, press 2. Just stop the calls for the rest of the day. They just call about openings.
Didn't you take an opening?
No, not yet.
Oh, anyway.
I was going to see if there's a better one.
Anthony, the floor is yours. How has your week been?
It's been a week. Finally got to go to therapy after 6 weeks and what I've gone through in the last 6 weeks. So that was a good day.
What happened?
That's about it.
The therapy. Yeah.
I feel like there's weight off my shoulders for this episode. And I'm feeling a little goofy. A little yuck, if you would.
All right. I like
Nikki, how are you?
I'm swell.
Nikki looked exactly the same sitting in my classroom at 2 o'clock with the hood on and everything.
Yeah, were you subbing for Chris's classroom today?
Nah.
Oh.
No. But he came and visited at the end of the day, and you never wear a hood in school.
I know, but I was ready to go.
He was ready to go to bed. He goes, I'm going to go take a nap. I was like, wait till I tell you what I have to do for the rest of the day. And go ahead.
I took it out when I was in the hallway.
And that leads me to what I want to talk about for a moment. This afternoon at 5:30, my club, Roots and Shoots, at school, which is one of over 80,000 students around the world that are in a Roots and Shoots program, which was created by Jane Goodall. You know Jane, right? With chimpanzees.
The monkey lady.
Yeah,
monkey.
right.
She just died.
Yes, exactly. World renowned, right?
She was at Westcon a lot, wasn't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
very good, Anthony. So our club is there's these clubs in 94 countries around the world.
Wow.
Roots and Shoots. And so our club was invited to this event at Westcon this evening, honoring Jane Goodall's life and celebrating her life. So there were anecdotes, there were some testimonials to the friendship that she had with people. This was a big deal.
Was there a soliloquy, perhaps?
Did the chimpanzees talk?
No. There were some soliloquies. There was one particular soliloquy that went on for a long time, but it was really insightful. There was a gentleman there who worked with her since the inception of the program at Westcon in 1991, and he traveled to Tanzania with Jane Goodall. And I got to tell you, 4 of my students went, and they all said a few words near the end, and they have no idea the pride that they brought to our school and to themselves. The amount of people that came up to them and to me and to my other teacher, her name is Sue, what a wonderful lady, really truly wonderful coworker and friend, and they said, your students talking was my favorite part of the night. They wrote small 1 minute or so speeches that were from the heart. They were all their writing. 2 of them actually ad-libbed what they were saying, and it just brought me such pride that our school was well represented and clapped for, and it's important work. Goodall talks about helping the community, helping animals, and then on a broader scale, helping the world. And the kids in our club have really stepped up and they just do such justice to the club, and they were recognized for our hard work. They asked our club out of all the other surrounding districts to join, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be part of it. I just wanted to say that. There are 4 students. They know who they are. They know I'm going to talk about it on the episode. I just want to get that out of the way.
It's excellent stuff.
I need to tell somebody.
That's fantastic.
What the moment when it struck me that they were also proud of themselves was when each of them came up and they all used their entire name. They said their full name, and 2 of the girls had 2 middle names, but they were proud of their heritage and their name. I had one student who's Laotian. I had one student who's Brazilian. I had 2 that were Hispanic. It was just outstanding. It's just great. It makes our school look really good, and so I'm really proud. Anyway,
Laos has a sick flag, by the way,
and some really great people. Every single person I met from Laos has been a gem, so shout out to all of them.
Yemen has a pretty cool flag, too.
Yemen does have a pretty cool flag. Why are you talking about Yemen?
I don't know, Chris. You want to tell us?
Well, this is the country we're traveling to in Globe on the Stove this week.
Oh, I want to play the Yemen national anthem.
What's
the intro? Hold on.
Go ahead. You should have pumped it through this.
I can.
Salkaid.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's actually just a character from a video game.
Oh. Well, while you cue that up...
We're still quiet. It's going. It's just quiet.
Oh. That's prideful. Nick!
He's going to blur that corner.
Nick! It's like in the background. You know, like, it's like, it's embossed in the background. All right, very good. Thank you. So, and anyway, Yemen was the country that I selected because one of my students is Yemeni.
Oh, Nick, that's bad.
And suggested this dish to me. Don't you worry, that they won't even see that. And this dish is called Chicken Mandi. It is one of the national dishes of Yemen, which is not a very large country, but they are very proud of their food, and they should be proud of this one because it is going to be excellent. I'm telling you right now. We're going to eat it, and then we'll be back. Yes, Nick?
Is there a Jolly Rancher word of the week?
Oh, yes. Thank you. The Jolly Rancher word of the week this week, very good, is defined as, and this is a repeat from last year, but I'm going to give it to them because it, actually, you know what? I'm going to give a different one. It's another word for something that's broken, and no, it's not shattered, and this one starts with an F. It's another word for broken, and it starts with F. Okay, another word for broken. We're talking about bones and cells inside.
Got it.
And we're talking about the letter F. Another word for broken. Okay? You know the drill. Jolly Rancher word of the week. We're going to try Chicken Mandi now, and then we will be back in a few minutes, and we'll review it. And we're back.
I'm chewing some ice.
We had Chicken Mandi. I'm not ignoring you. That sounds really good. Sounds very lovely. Chicken Mandi. So, Nick didn't eat it all. I wasn't expecting him to, but that's what it looks like. It's from the country of Yemen. I hope I did the people of Yemen proud. I'm sure they make it better than I did. But, Nick, what did you think?
I thought it was good. The chicken was pretty excellent. Rice isn't my favorite, but
I know.
It was actually tolerable in this dish.
I think you're getting used to it.
No, I don't think I've ever had yellow rice before. I think I've only had white.
Wow.
But, yeah, I think it made sense in the dish, and all the, seasoning helped.
Heavily seasoned.
And it wasn't very mushy either, I thought. So I will give it a solid 7.2.
7.2. Okay. I can live with that.
I think it is very typical of Chris Walker. Very. I don't mean that in a bad way this time. Executed very well. I was telling him off camera, you'll never eat bad rice made by Chris Walker. It's something he does well every time. I think it was off camera. Yeah, he roasted a whole chicken, which I don't know if that's traditional or not, but delicious. Came out very good. I had a thigh. It was very good. I'm a dark meat fan. Rice was seasoned very well, and for something I didn't think I was gonna really rock with, it was really good. I'm gonna go 8-4.
Wow. This was highly anticipated for me. I really wanted to make it. So, some of the recipes took a lot longer. There were a few that. Oh, let me rate it first. I was along your lines. I thought it was. I was gonna say 8.5, but I'll say 8.3 because I don't want to sound like I tooted my own horn. Although I really liked it as a 9, but I think in terms of our rating scale, it's an 8.3. Anyway, what was the average?
7.97. So you are staying very firm. Right around 7, 9, 8. That was your mulligatawny was 8 as well.
Okay, so yeah, that's good. So I wouldn't say this was necessarily one of my safe dishes. It's certainly, the chicken was not as safe. I mean, it was out there. It's got that interesting and strange mix of spices that we're becoming more accustomed to because I feel like we've now had it 3 episodes, which is excellent. The mulligatawny had it, the kashari had some of it, but and so did this. But what's interesting is that each country does a slightly different blend. So this particular one had a lot of cumin. The others didn't have all that cumin. This was heavily cumin. There was turmeric, which I have not used in either of the other 2 Middle Eastern dishes. There was cardamom in this, which was not in either of the other 2. And the cardamom, I want to shout out my mother-in-law, Cindy. She gave me the cardamom. She made a cardamom bread for the Connecticut State Championship baking. And she came in second place out of every baker in Connecticut.
Oh, wow. Shout out, Sind.
Like, second place out of everybody in this whole state of Connecticut that entered a competition, she came in second place. That is like, whoa.
It's insane.
That is awesome.
I was like, wait, so you could call yourself the second best baker in Connecticut? She was like, wow. And I was like, well, I mean, you can say that technically. I mean, no. She's like, well, not everybody enters in a competition. She's very humble. And I was like, you should gloat about it. But anyway, she gave me the cardamom. There was also pepper, obviously. There was chili powder. So it wasn't the garam masala and curry side of things that we saw maybe the last couple of times with India and then with Egypt. I preferred this one a lot. My house had... there was also a slight amount of cinnamon, which has been the constant, I will say, across all 3. It was cinnamon. I definitely think of cinnamon as a Middle Eastern spice, and it's used in all their cooking. It's just such a lovely mixture of spices. I have extra at home, and I'm really a big fan of this. I hope, like I said, I did Yemen proud. I never thought I'd make something from there, but I would make that again. I would not make koshari again.
I agree.
I would make mulligatawny again if I wanted a soup like that, but I really loved that. And I'm glad I got to make it for the podcast. And my one of the 6th graders who told me to make it will be very proud. It's a proud day for Chris. Anyway, I hope you guys are ready for some hockey today because we're going to talk hockey after in no particular order. The ad today is going to lead into it. And I'm very excited. It's a good day. I wanted to say also Happy November. because it's getting close to the holidays, and I love the
It was
holidays.
November last episode.
I know. It's just like a happy time in November.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. Did I show you? So, for Thanksgiving, we're doing it. My family, we're doing it on Saturday before because my mom's going to be in Florida to go see my grandfather. I made a recipe, or I made a menu for it. Insane.
Talk about the menu.
Okay, we'll go quick. I probably
Have
won't
to go quick. We took 10 minutes off. We've been on the air for 17 minutes.
I probably won't record any of me cooking, but this menu I have for mains, we are doing lamb scottadito, which means burnt fingers. This is a Petroni recipe.
Okay.
So I'm rocking lamb rib chops, marinated garlic, rosemary, lemon zest, olive oil, Calabrian chilies,
Ooh, I would eat that.
grilled until charred and finished with flaky salt.
Stunned.
Stunned, but still alive. But yeah, it's called scottadito. Like I said, it's burnt fingers, and it's called that because
It looks like burnt fingers.
no,
when
it's
done.
supposedly so good. You don't wait for it to cool down, and you just grab it and burn your fingers.
Oh, no way.
Then I'm making a brown butter sage roasted chicken because we don't like turkey. Turkey's overrated.
It is. The only turkey that I truly like is Aunt Samantha's, Melissa's aunt.
So brown butter sage roasted chicken. It's going to be a whole chicken, whole bird, sage, garlic, shallots, brown butter. That's it, roasted. My starches, you've had Jules's potato casserole 1,000 times. That's a given. I'm making brown butter, keeping that. Can make a lot of that. Brown butter mashed potatoes with a creme fraiche.
Creme fraiche?
Yeah,
Very nice.
Nice mix there. And then I'm doing the same Brussels sprouts I did last time.
Oh, yes.
I'm doing the charred Brussels sprouts with pancetta and a balsamic glaze.
They're so good.
Then I'm going outside the comfort zone here. I'm doing creamy Parmesan greens. So I'm doing Swiss chard spinach sautéed with garlic, cream, and Parmigiano Reggiano.
Swiss chard?
I love Swiss chard.
I'm growing Swiss chard in my classroom. The problem with it is that Swiss chard likes the cold.
I love it. It's so good.
It's not a problem. It's a problem
probably
with me growing it inside.
It's probably my favorite. I think it's my favorite green. I think it's overtaken spinach for me.
I think rainbow chard is one of the most beautiful leafy greens of all time.
And then bread-wise, cherry pepper focaccia, which you know the story. And then I'm making olive bread this time. So it's going to be like a crusty baguette.
You know, I've never had olive bread before.
I'll save you some.
I would love a piece.
No dessert.
My mom's doing that.
What's
I'm
the
not
dessert?
I don't know.
The pie.
Probably yeah.
Paul.
Bread-wise.
Bread-wise.
Very nice.
Starch-wise. I'll let you know how it comes
I'm
out.
not cooking a single thing this year, and I'm so happy. Do you know why? I don't have time. I don't have time or the patience for cooking this time. I don't know. I'm really, really just feeling the excitement this holiday season. I don't know.
Jules and I were going to go to Spirit Christmas.
Melissa was telling me about this.
There's only like 5 or so in the country, and 2 of them are in Connecticut. There's one in Milford and one in Middletown. We're just going to go after work one day.
What is Spirit Halloween, but Spirit
It's a
Christmas?
spirit. It's exactly what it is. So it's whichever lease Spirit Halloween had out for that time. They just extended it through the holidays.
Is that new?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is like a pilot. The first year they're doing pilots.
That's so fun.
In Connecticut. So we're going to go there.
Where is
We're
it?
gonna
Where's
get-
in yours?
There's one in
Middletown and
Middletown and
Milford.
Milford. So we're going to get Holly Jolly
Yo,
this
Loki,
year.
I want to go.
I'd go. Oh, man. Very good. All right, let's do this. So, let's talk about the good of the week first. We'll go straight in order today. Wrexham. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about them. They deserve their flowers. They're getting them from me this week. Again, this team is now up to 13th place out of 24 championship teams. You good over there?
Yeah, wrong pipe.
Yeah. They are tied in points with Leicester City, which is not good for Leicester, but very good for Wrexham. And it's just an outstanding feat for the team. They're trying to move up to the highest level, and they're moving on up in the standings. They are 7 points out of a playoff, I think they're only 5 points out of a playoff position right now, which is just crazy to think about. But if any team could do it, it's them. And I will be rooting for them no matter what. Wrexham, remember, that's the team I want you to like. Okay?
Got a Newcastle fan over here, man.
Newcastle's down to 14th in the Premier League. I'm very bearish on Newcastle. Very bearish. Very bullish on Wrexham. Okay? All right? You just... I'll also... and this will go on TikTok, so I'll make sure I clip this. Every year I do a Ronaldo versus Messi debate, and it came up in my classes today, and they were all telling me Ronaldo was better today. And I said, well, Messi wins this poll all the time. I just want to let you know. And they were like, well, do another one. So up goes another one this weekend, and, well, your votes will decide what happens.
And Messi will be getting mine.
He will be getting mine. Thumbs up from Thon.
Thon.
Oh, man. Speaking of polls, we are... We are 4 months away from the return of Starch Madness.
I have no idea what we're going to do this year.
But we are 4 months away from the return of our third Starch Madness. We are 1 month away from our Sports and Spaghetti Awards, Volume 2. I can't believe we're already at this point again. And we are also 4 months away from our third anniversary.
That's crazy.
And we're like 1 month away from the end of the year award ceremony.
Didn't I just say that?
Oh, did he?
He just said
Yeah,
that.
I was so focused on the Starch Madness thing. My bad.
This is what my students do. This is my day.
No, I was starting to think of ideas because he was like, I have no idea what we're going to say. So I was thinking about it for a second, and then I tuned back in.
I understand.
And I missed it.
Nobody listens to me when I talk. It doesn't happen at home.
Well, what are your bright ideas?
For what?
Starch Madness?
We'll cross that bridge at the next staff breakfast. We'll cross that bridge.
That's right. Staff Brecky. How about let's talk about how bad Anthony Volpe is as a hitter. Why does this matter in November? Well, let me explain a little bit, okay? He's catching shrapnel this week. He's catching some... he's getting bombarded from the side here. And how bad is he? Well, this is how bad. Emmanuel Clase, who was just indicted with Luis Ortiz for betting on pitch speed and pitches. In fact, this has become so bad that the betting apps, there's like now a mandate that you can't bet more than $200 per pitch because of Emmanuel Clase rigging this. And why does Anthony Volpe tie into this? Well, it's because he actually foiled the scheme during one of the games between Clase and Ortiz by swinging at 3 pitches in a row outside the strike zone for one of his 150 strikeouts. And I'm not going to say what Clase yelled as Volpe swung and missed at the ball outside, but it started with an F.
My favorite part was when I saw that video on Twitter, I thought Volpe yelled it, and then I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, that was Clase.
He yelled a word that started with F, and it had the same ending as fire truck. And
that is not the Jolly Rancher word of the week.
No.
Oh, they all say it. They all say it. They act so innocent, but then they say it. I see them coming out of school. When I do bus duty, they come out for the parent pickup line and walkers, and they're just throwing them out there. I'm like, hey, I thought you were nice. What happened? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there. Okay. So you are damaged. Anyway, Anthony Volpe is the bad. I'm sorry, but you suck. 150 strikeouts, only 116 hits. That is atrocious.
Do you know who else had more strikeouts than hits?
Who?
The candidate that everybody is saying should win the MVP over Aaron Judge, but that's a story for another time.
Lumpy Dumper?
Lumpy Dump.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. And, well, here's the end. One of these is not good, and the end is that the Islanders, Wild, and Lightning, yes, even after tonight's game, the Rangers are killing the Lightning.
Throttling.
It's over.
They killed the Lightning. 6-3 final?
7.
Oh, dear. The Lightning, Islanders, and Wild all have 18 points. Why is this the end? Well, let's ask Nicky how he feels about the Lightning having 18 points.
And I quote, "We all suck."
Anthony, how do you feel about the Wild having 18 points?
And I quote, "Not ideal."
Somebody asked me how I feel about
Chris, how do you feel about having 18 points?
I am absolutely thrilled. This is great. We have an 8-6-2 record. I'm like, we're tied for the last playoff spot. All right, and that's why it's the two of those teams should not have 18, and they should be in the 23 to 24 range. One of those teams should probably realistically have about 15. And so the Islanders have been overachieving, I think, this year. And the Wild have been on a run. They did inexplicably lose last night in overtime on a very, very questionable call.
Are we talking about how Homie ripped Mats down?
Yes.
Did you see that?
And I think Zuccarello, and I don't remember who was behind the play for the Wild when the goal got scored, were both visibly angry at the referee. The Sharks are a wagon right now. They're in third place in the Pacific Division. I can't believe I'm saying that. But and poor Gus, he played such a good game and was the tough luck loser after Volstead got the last 2 wins. But the Wild are not where they want to be, and the Lightning are also not where they want to be. The Lightning had a rough start to the season. The Wild had fallen on hard times about 8 games ago, but they've picked it up. The Wild are going to be okay eventually. But the Islanders are doing great. They just beat the Devils, who had not lost a game at home. I don't know if you caught the call, but Don LaGreca, who is the Devils broadcaster this season, every time the Devils win a game, he says, put a pitchfork in it. And they're the Devils. I get it. Fine. Cool. Well, when the Islanders won in overtime, Brendan Burke goes, put the pitchforks away! This one belongs to the island! I was like, oh, this is the best. Yes. Yes, I'll run through a wall right now. That wall. That was fun. So anyway, that'll transition us into our talking point today, and I would like to hear, well, we're all going to talk about the youth movement in the NHL, and what prompted this. When you look at the scoring race in the NHL, 1 and 2 are Macklin Celebrini and Connor Bedard. 1 and 2 in the scoring race. That is so nice to see. Thoughts?
So my initial thoughts when I put this up is I just wanted to see like what the difference was between 10 years ago and now. And 2014, 2015 season, I know that's technically 11, but I don't care. The average age of rosters was actually lower by a couple months than it is right now. But if you look at all of the players that are in the league lead in 2015, they're all older. So it was Ovi, he was 30. Stamkos was 25. I think he was 25. Rick Nash was older. It was John Tavares, older.
So, do you want to hear a funny story about that season?
Mm-hmm.
So the Hart Trophy was between Jamie Benn and John Tavares.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie Benn won it over Tavares with 1 second to go in the game. And you know what? I'm so happy Tavares lost it that year in retrospect. Anyway, continue.
But I was just looking, and the long-winded answer to this is most of the players that were up there in points, Jamie Benn, Tavares, Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, Sagan,
you have guys
Daniel
like
Sedin,
Jakub Voracek, who's not even playing, Nick Backstrom.
Claude Giroux, all those guys. They're all over the age of 25. And typically, we've talked about it on the show before that all of these quote-unquote wagon teams, they have those veteran players. But now you're looking at all of these young guys right now. I mean, Leo Carlson, Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard.
Say his name.
Matthew Schaefer.
That's not who I meant. I meant the guy in the Senators.
Who? Oh! You wanted me to talk
about Tim
Stutzle.
Stutzla. Good job.
Thank you. Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield, Lane Hudson, Matt Boldy, Lucas Raymond. Like, all of these guys are legitimate superstars, and they're all under the age of 25.
Yeah, I put Schaefer in there. He's not a superstar yet.
That's
I mean,
why
he's playing like a superstar, but he's playing, 16 games? No, I know. One guy that you've mentioned in Lucas Raymond is doing it so quietly.
Yeah.
And his team is really having a better season in Detroit this season. And that's a team that, after making the playoffs for 25 straight years, has not made the playoffs since their last appearance, which was, 11 seasons? When was the last Red Wings playoff appearance? Look, call that one up.
I got you.
But Lucas Raymond is such a talent, and what I'm seeing here is also teams that sucked. You could even loop the Islanders into that.
2015, 2016.
Okay, so 10 years. 10 years, wow. Teams that sucked for the longest, right? Connor Bedard, Blackhawks. Tim Stutzla, Senators. Jack Hughes, Devils. Celebrini, the Sharks. Caulfield and Hudson, both on the Canadians. Matt Boldy, the Wild. Raymond, the Red Wings. Even, like we said, Schaefer on the Islanders.
Carlson, Terry, and Gauthier. All on Anaheim.
Right, and so these are teams that have sucked for the last 10 years or so, give or take. There have been flashes, but by and large, they've not been good. And now they're all leading the league, and all of their teams are playing much better, Nick.
I have two theories. One of them is that because they're on trash teams, the system is built around them because they're the best player, which gives them an opportunity to thrive.
Okay, but what about their team now being good?
Building around your star player.
So you're saying these teams have done a good job?
Correct.
They have
A
absolutely
fantastic
done
job.
that.
My other theory about the whole thing, like the whole youth movement, is that it's not even just the NHL. I think it's all sports right now, because I think all sports have gone a lot more international. And you can correct me, these guys might all be from America. I doubt it, but I think there's a lot more reach from international ranges, especially in NBA. You see people getting pulled over from Serbia and all these other places that are now the best players in the league. I don't know about all these guys, but I know a lot of sports right now are pulling from different places.
And you can see that down at the college level.
I think the NFL is a little bit of still an older guy sport. You'll hear about why I think that, or at least for one person in a little bit. But I agree. I just think that there is a lot of youth, but for hockey, it's tough because hockey is not a sport you just go out and play, which you have to. I mean, I brought this up because I wanted to hear your thoughts on it because you played it, obviously, but it's not something where little kids, like, very rarely do we hear, I want to be a professional hockey player, unless you grow up in Minnesota, Canada, or the Northeast. That's really all you see. And now, I mean, you're getting people from all over the place. All, like, Texas and Colorado, obviously, but, like, Texas and Florida and California. Like, hockey is becoming big, and I think that has a lot to do with a lot to do with the youth movement.
When kids, like, especially in the 7 to 9 year old range, maybe even 6 years old, see players like these that have been listed, and they look not much older than them, it gives them exactly the fire they need to make the next step and say, I want to do this. The example that I'll use, there's two. So as a goalie, there was Henrik Lundqvist, who was a rookie, a second year playing when I started watching hockey, 05, 06. And then there was Rickety DiPietro. And DP was drafted in 2000, but he didn't really start in the NHL until 03, 04 in earnest. And so he was in his early 20s when he started. And I wasn't looking necessarily at the Marty Turcos and Martin Brodeurs and Ed Belfours, who were still playing, Curtis Joseph et al. But I was looking at these younger goalies who had recently been in college or drafted from overseas or played junior. And they were what inspired me, the young guys. Even a guy like Sidney Crosby, who I, at one point, I idolized and hated. Now I idolize again. He was a rookie when the first year I started watching. Evgeny Malkin. All those guys that are in their 20th season now, Chris Letang, these guys were all the guys that, and when Nikki and I started watching hockey, these were the young guys. You know what I mean? So I completely think that is doing wonders for the game.
Now, another question I had, and this can go to both of you guys because I know you've watched hockey a lot longer than I have. I feel like a lot of players now are coming directly from college or juniors, and they're not spending much time in the AHL. I mean, draft pick wise, like, yeah, I know at least for the Wild, Kirill spent a little bit of time in Iowa, but he was a very, very late round pick. He just happened to be a gem. But you saw it with Zeev Boyum. He's drafted, immediately called up to the playoffs. You saw it with Brock Faber. Brock Faber drafted, immediately called in the playoffs.
Glad you said
You
that.
saw it with Boldy in the playoffs at Boston College, immediately called up like right after the season ended. I feel like a lot of these players aren't playing AHL. Macklin, Leo Carlson, right to the NHL. Macklin Calabrini, right to the NHL. Like, why? Why do you think that's a thing?
When you say Macklin's last name, just think of it as a celebration.
It's Celebrini. Yeah.
It's okay.
I've done it every time.
I know, I love it. When what was the question?
Why are we seeing
the AHL,
young players?
yes.
Why are we seeing young players jump right to the NHL and be good?
That's all you. Because I was going to say, like, I feel like it's always been like that, but I genuinely don't know if that's true or not.
So, when you go watch an AHL game, like if I were going to go watch the Sound Tigers, whatever they call them, the Islanders, they're a
just the
laughing
Islanders
stock.
now, yeah.
They're a joke. When I would go watch them with Melissa back in the early days of 8 years ago, and so, a lot of the mainstays in the AHL are vets, and there's a guy on the Bridgeport Islanders named Chris Terry, and he is their all-time leading scorer, their all-time leading games played, all of this stuff. The guy doesn't sniff the NHL right now at all. The AHL is kind of becoming the AAA.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I always. Coming from a baseball mindset, that's kind of what I always saw it as. I don't know if that's like what it was.
Double A in Major League Baseball is kind of where a lot of these guys make the jump from. If they're in the minors, do they not? A lot of guys jump from Double A. They're like, all right, this guy's ready. Triple A seems to be where some other guys. Think of like Chris Jimenez, the catcher. Like he was like a Triple A legend.
Yeah,
like this guy played a lot of games in AAA.
They call them quadruple A guys, where they tear up AAA, but they're not good enough for the MLB.
Exactly, and so that is where the AHL is starting to become more and more of. The reason why guys like Schaefer, Boldy, like you said, all those guys on the Wild, a lot of guys all around the league, Bedard, Celebrini, Stutzla, Jack Hughes, they never played in the minors really because the game is so much slower in the AHL. It's really evident if you watch in person how much slower the AHL is. You almost feel, as a player myself, this is gonna make me sound like I'm really full of hot air, but it almost makes it look like you could hang with them. You can't. But compared to an NHL game that you're watching, the AHL looks, it's not fast. Then you go down to like the Danbury hat tricks, and you're like, I really could hang with them. I was flabbergasted the last time I watched that team play, and I was like, these guys, this is glorified men's league.
It really is.
I was like, if I played a whole season with this team, I'd probably win 10 games.
It's really that bad.
Yes. And I am not exaggerating. If I practiced with the team for a week, I could win games. It is. So it's like honestly, WestCon would hang with them. Which when I looked at that, I was like, I could play this. I could do this. And boy, have they been giving up goals in bunches. But anyway, the thing about the NHL is yes, coming out of NCAA and junior, see, the junior programs have also gotten so good. The NAL, and the QMJHL, which we don't talk about with Westcon because those guys go Division One. The Quebec Major Junior Hockey Leagues, and there's others. The Ontario Hockey League, the OHL. Those are the big ones in Canada, and the NAL in the United States. But though the turnover there is just so good, and yeah, that's the answer.
So I talked with one of my regulars. He's from Montreal, or somewhere up in Canada. I think it's Montreal. Huge hockey guy, as one would be. His son played D1 with Westcon, and he was saying that you can get, the fact of you can get drafted right out of juniors now. You can get drafted right out of juniors. You can get drafted right out of college. One and done. He's saying that's a lot of players will just go play 1 year at college to be against higher competition and then dip and not have to rot in the minor leagues. I compared that to baseball, where you have the player the high school player that gets drafted high. Yeah, he's good. We'll use Frank Muzzicato. He's from Connecticut. Yeah, he's going to spend 5 years in the majors, or you go and you play 4 years of college and you get a guy like Paul Skeens, where he spends 25 games throughout the minor league system, and now he's back-to-back Cy Youngs. So I was thinking kind of that was a comparison. I just didn't know, obviously, if hockey worked like that necessarily.
Very well done, Anthony.
Thank you, buddy.
It's a fun topic. I love diving into hockey stuff like that. Haven't done a hockey one in a while.
No, I mean, we've never really done a deep dive for hockey, and that was the first thing I saw, because it was either that or like why is there so much scoring? But I feel like that's a tougher question to ask.
Well, what's interesting is that you brought up 2014-15 because Jamie Benn won the Hart, and he only had 87 points. And the scoring is back up. They're shrinking their goalie equipment, and more than that, the shooters are just exponentially growing. There was a goal scored, the goal by Matt Boldy yesterday. Okay? I know they lost. Matt Boldy had a goal. The clip is going in right here. Please don't copyright it. For God's sakes. I'm going to overlay like a graphic over it or
I
something.
have it for Nikki.
What about the McDavid goal?
I'm talking about the young guys. Matt Boldy took a one-timer to the left of Askarov on the Sharks. I don't know how the puck went in the net. This is what I mean by shooters are getting so much better. The degree of difficulty and the margin for error it's so slim on that shot, where 1 millimeter to the left and that puck is off the mask of Askarov. 1 millimeter to the right and it's off the goalpost and out. And somehow it fits in that impossible space. That was not happening 11 years ago. Sure, it could happen, but only a few could do it, right? Crosby could do it. Malkin could do it. Ovechkin could find space. And there's other guys that could do it. But not like everybody we just named. You want to bring in guys like Zeev Bouillon into the mix? Guys like Matthew Schaefer, Matt Barzal, just to name a few. A lot of the Rangers, Trevor Zegras. All these guys, I could name 5 on every team that can put a puck in the net like that. Like Boldy's goal.
I don't think it's crazy to say that a lot of these young guys are more skillful than like some of the vets.
They're more skilled, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, I'm talking like Kucherov. I would say some of these guys are more skillful than.
Right. I mean, Kucherov dominates at what he does.
Yeah.
But in terms of stick skills, handling.
It's like, look at, I don't want to slight him here, but look at Pavelski for how long all he did was stood in front, tipping balls, just tipping pucks in. That's all he did.
I mean, you look at a guy like about JT Miller on the Rangers or Anders Lee on the Islanders. They made their living. I mean, Lee scored 40 goals in a season by sitting in front of the goal. And no, you're absolutely right about the young guys being more skill.
There's a sniper on every line, it seems like.
Yeah. And if you don't have that, your team sucks. Look at the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
They are the scapegoat of the NHL this year with just 4 wins still.
We called one of them.
That we called 2 of one of their wins.
Yeah.
Yes. What is crazy to me is the final thing I'll say is that we're 16 games in, and the only team in the Eastern Conference below 500 are the lowly Buffalo Sabres. It's a very competitive league this year, more so than
Every sport is competitive, and I think it's awesome.
It's so good. I have not watched as much hockey as I've done this year since I watched with Grammy. It's so fun. I'm becoming an Anaheim Ducks fan.
Yeah, Jules and I were just sitting down before I came here while I was writing the script, and I was like, hey, put something on. And then she was like, there aren't really any good games on tonight. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Turn any game
I was like, put anything on. So we ended up watching the Rangers Lightning game for the first period. And I mean, it was 7 goals. We're
4-3 in the first.
I was like, I told you this was going to be a good game. So it's just one of those where it's kind of like football and baseball for me now, where I can start watching teams that aren't mine.
Exactly. Now I'll turn on the game late at night when everybody's asleep.
And just watch anything. Yeah.
And just fall asleep watching whatever. It could be the Sharks. It could be any.
Oh, it's the Kings in this. It's the the Kings in Vegas again, or Vegas in Calgary,
right.
Or Edmonton and Toronto.
Right.
Yeah.
Tonight when I leave, it'll be Devils in Chicago. Like that's just the way it goes. So I'm excited. Very fun. Good times. Fun show.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Grammy's Grinders of the Week.
GGOTW, baby. I feel like I haven't gone first in a while, so I'm going to go first.
You go ahead.
Okay, my Grammy's Grinder of the Week. I don't think you can necessarily call him a grinder because he was a former number 1 overall pick. But there's a story behind it. My Grammy's Grinder of the Week is Matt Stafford. 37 years old. The guy's in the MVP conversation for the first time in his career. This season he has 2427. So 2,427 yards, 25 touchdowns, 2 picks, a 114 quarterback rating, 3 straight games with 4+ touchdowns, and for the first time in his 17-year career, he has a winning record. He lost his first game and he never got above 500. He has won game over, and that's huge because he put in so much work with those horrible Lions teams, and he was one of those quarterbacks that always deserved better, and here he is at almost 40 MVP numbers, a favorite to win the Super Bowl that I called in the beginning of the season. So Matt Stafford,
potential
Grammy's
Hall of
grinder.
Famer, potential.
Yeah, I think if he wins another one or gets close to an MVP and wins another Super Bowl, I think he's in the talks.
Yep. Nick?
I got VJ Edgecombe of the Philadelphia 76ers. He was born in the Bahamas. He lived off a generator for the first 7 years of his life. There was no electricity. Well, not reliable electricity. He moved to America in 9th grade, picked up basketball, and he is now a starter on an NBA playoff caliber team, averaging 15, 6, and 4 on 46% and 36%.
Well done, Nick.
If that ain't grinding, I don't know what is.
Mine is not an athlete. It is my 4 students who spoke today at the Jane Goodall Conference. Like I said, the pride is still there. I'm as proud as this sun-made raisin girl. Okay, she's every time I see her on this box, she's always like looking at in wonder at something in the beyond. Is she not?
She's looking at you and eating the raisins.
She's a steward of the earth as well. So, what did he say?
No, don't worry about it.
Oak,
Don't worry about it.
maple, birch.
Wood?
Wood.
What about wood? You talking about the pole?
Sure. Sure.
WOULD.
Yeah, not WOOD. WOULD.
I really hate you too. I really,
Come on. I usually don't laugh at that, but that caught me off guard.
I really hate the two of you.
Because I was okay thinking it too. But then he said it.
I really hate the two of you guys. My
Shriveled
Grammys,
like raisins.
my Grammys grinder of the week is my 4 students who spoke at the Goodall Conference. Shout out to the 4 of you. I wish I could name names, but I will not.
Shout out to Jane, too.
Shout out to Jane Goodall for being a steward of the
What's
earth
wrong
as
with
well.
him?
Listen.
She was with the chimpanzees.
Yeah, don't say
We're
a word.
taking his mic.
I was going to say I'm a Steve Irwin guy. I respect all wildlife conservators. What's the word?
Yeah, this guy is having a stroke.
Conservationists.
Conservators? What in the world is a conservator?
Oh man.
Oh, Thon, what are you doing? All right, listen, do this.
It's time for Thani to sleep.
Do this.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you on next time.
Thank you, Sabrina. I asked her to record a new one last week, and she said no. So it's not going to be a new one until she says yes. Follow us on Instagram at Sports and Spaghetti Pod and on TikTok at Sports and Spag Pod. Thank you so much for watching and listening to episode 129 of our little old podcast. Anthony, take us away if you can.
Oh, alrighty. We got Nick. We got Ant. We got Chris. We have a Yemeni dish.
Chicken Mandi.
Chicken Mandi. As always, take care of your loved ones. I'm going to get an earful. And as always, stay full.